Okay, let's get started, shall we? Forget that we save a little bit time by jumping in. I've combined the army and the fleet. That's all I've done so far in this. But let's... I suppose first things first. Actually, before we do the first things first, let's figure out some provinces that we want to invest in. This is certainly one of them. This is Portugal. That's probably another one that I do want to invest in. And then... this one does have a little bit of development. What sort of resource does it have? That's got salt. Over here we got coal and sea salt and wine. Okay, that's good. Then got some olives and sea salt. Was it this one that had the... yeah, that's got metal, so maybe that's something that we should invest in. Although it's going to be somewhat smaller estate, more or less, I say, reckon, but... bronze metals and higher devs. Yeah, something like that. Like, this is 9 dev, that's probably one of the higher devs that we have, so we might, at least on the inland, well, there's this one that I suppose we could also invest in. Although the communications efficiency is quite horrible in here, so I'm not entirely sure. We got a little bit pathing in here. I suppose there's not that much pathing all the way through, and of course there's been some, like, changes to how much there is gonna be. Though how much influence the community or the pathing and that sort of stuff has on the communications efficiency. So there is that to take into account as well. So that's 11. What sort of resource do we have here? It does have metals. Okay, maybe we do invest there then. This one's... hello, Nastani, how's it going? Let's see, that's got metals as well. But that's a very small development. I think I'm gonna go with 5 provinces. I think this might be one of the... I don't know about that, actually. We will invest in here. We've got 5 provinces that we're gonna invest in at the start. That should be plenty. Show utility. Automatic investment on. Add provinces to the investments. Investment manager. I'm gonna go with... I think we're gonna go with 20% treasury. Every 5 years. That should be plenty. Then there's various mood population and that sort of stuff. I'm not going to be using those yet. We'll probably dabble with them eventually, but not right now. We'll probably hide the utility decisions now and then... select provinces. So tax code. If we hover over this, we can actually see how much we will be spending on the taxes. Do we need to open ship industry slots? I don't think so. We got at least a little bit already. Let's have a look. Are we producing... yeah, we're producing ships at least in here. We're not producing there. I think we are producing enough, so I don't think we really need to focus on the... oh, yeah, that's producing ships as well. That isn't... this probably is as well. Yeah, especially anywhere that has a little bit of urban stuff already is probably going to be producing it. So no, we don't need to worry about that. Now, we do need to put our rival. I think Granada is going to be our only option. So we'll do that. In terms of money, we are doing a bit horribly. The realm expenses are pretty high, but I think if we unpause, go to the next year, that's going to shuffle around the taxes. Aristocrats are taking over, which is actually probably not a terrible thing. But yeah, this time we might actually try supporting the Trastamara in the Castilian Civil War. Because if they win again, which they might, although I'm not entirely sure if they do, but if they do win, we could maybe stay friends with Castile, and that's gonna keep our border somewhat secure, for the most part. There's a lot of events. I reckon that's mostly mercenary things, actually. And then, of course, the faction is taking... oh, wow. That was a lot of nations embracing institutions there. We can kind of wait a bit. Is there either the winner in military or whoever dies first as king is the loser? True. Waiting for this. Like, the first year tends to be the slowest. After that, there we go. Catholic faith. Let the game begin. Alright, let's have a look at the events. So aristocrats took over. Our king is industrious. Well, that's actually quite nice. Urban and rural production efficiency goes up by 2.5% both. So mercenary companies unavailable and then available. There we go. We're still losing a bit of money, although not that much. Delegate tax code. We could just delegate the taxes, I suppose. Again, that's just one less thing to worry about right now. But if we have a look at the numbers here, so it's supposed to be up at 30 military power. Actually, I suppose I could do the supporter elite and do a strategic marriage. There's a little bit of diplo points, which probably isn't a problem. It is going to increase their power and influence as well. But at the same time, it increases stability a tiny bit and increases their loyalty. If we can keep them over 60%, I think that's going to be pretty good. Right, so if we have a look at the war over here. So it's Castile and Genoa against Trastamara, Aragon, and Sicily. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, let's just go with that. We do actually have some merchants, so let's send one into Iberia. Collect trade there. Another one could be sent into Gibraltar, just transfer trade power. That should be alright. We do also have the light ships here that I suppose I could send to Iberia. Just to give us a little bit of trade power there. Oh, and yeah, the policies, that's a good point. Centralization. Do we actually... I mean, the unrest might be okay, but we don't have unrest right now, so we can probably go without. So we'll have a bit faster manpower recovery speed, although it is still just the yearly stuff. England wants to ally us. Hopefully they don't invite us to the war against France. Oh, now we can get the relations with England. We'll get some basically free prestige and alliance with England. That's a lot of diplo points from that. It's basically 160 points for free. And 15 prestige. Well, we use a 1 diplomat from the English, not from us even. Right, so ministers. Open production, tech cost. Oh, that is really low cost monthly. Okay, that might actually be really useful then. Is there anything else that is really... Yeah, there's actually a lot. Commerce production inefficiency. That might not be bad. That's a... First of all, that was a merchant. Okay. No, from the merchants. Royal navies and diplotech costs wouldn't be bad. Diplo relations. Relations. I think the commerce production inefficiency is probably the best. So income means lower wages. Yeah, I suppose. And then last one should probably be a nobility. There's the recruitment time, manpower modifier. Is there anyone else? That is the fort defense. And then we got another... I think we're going to go with the master recruiter. So that's going to give us a little bit of loyalty from the nobility as well. Or in theory, at least. In practice, probably not that much. I wonder which side is going to be winning. Investment manager. I already did this. May have jumped the shark a little bit with that, but oh well. Nope, and stability dropped. And then mercenary is unavailable again. Lovely. So we're paying 0.44 ducats per month right now. I suppose what we can do is we can lower our military upkeep. And make a little bit of money at least. And then we could also mothball this fleet to make a bit more. We already did the marriage for the nobility. But we can't do that again for a little while. Basically the only thing that I've done this run yet on the estate so far. We got a lot of these, but most of these are not really that important. These are not for the time being. I'm just gonna deselect these so that if there is actually something important. Oh, and we can complete the trade ideas. Excellent. Merchant trade power goes up, and we also get global trade power plus 20%. So that is actually going to be probably pretty good for income later. Oh, Granada is no longer at rival. Oh, and we are, yeah, we're making a massive amount of cash now. Well, I mean, that's good. So I guess we don't really have other options for rivals right now, do we? Nope. No options whatsoever. Yeah, I suppose we could invest a little bit already to boost things up. There would be probably a bit of farmlands available in here. Have a look at the workforce available. There's a lot of peasantry, and a fair bit of urban, some clergy, literati. So what I could do is I could invest, let's say in Lisbon. I'll start with a bit of farmlands. Then we'll add in a bit of industrial. Then we'll add in a bit of academic as well. That's there's some early investments. That's probably going to boost the development in Lisbon to at least 15 or 16 next year. That should help. We got quite a bit of corruption, huh? Right, that is going to be a problem. But there's probably not that much I can do about it right now without angering all the factions. I suppose actually another place, was it this one that had a lot of mines? It does. I'm pretty sure that there is workforce available there, so I'm just going to invest a little bit on that. Oh, and we can actually have... We could have another unit. We could also have 2 more ships, but... How much do we have? We got a little bit of materials. The Aragon is blockading, and I believe I don't... Oh, section... Oh, right, yeah. We don't need those selected there either. So clergy is really loyal. Burghers are okay, and nobility is... I think it's still going up, so we might be reaching 60% soon enough. Which is probably going to be good for our taxes. Actually, if we have a look at the taxes... Can we see the... So it's going to be about 30 mil points, 25 diplo, 21... About 22 admin. Okay. I mean, that's not that bad, quite frankly. Unfortunately, we're a bit low, or we don't have the ability. I suppose one thing that I could do is... Actually... Improve relations with Aragon. That's at least something. I do have royal marriage with Castile. But that's about it. I don't have room for any other diplomatic relations right now. In the States? You mean... Estates. Oh, right, yeah. These are the obligations and these are the privileges down here. Oh, bubonic outbreak spawn in Liguria. Oh dear. At least they've added the thing that you can go to the province to see where it is. If you're wondering if it's close or not. Which is actually quite helpful. Okay, so how is Castile doing? I think they are going to be losing that. So even when we get the event to choose either from the Pope. We should bring guard to the primitives, absolutely. Try to change one, cost 2 stability and loss of points. Yeah, but it depends on what obligation you're changing around. But yeah, you can do those. It's just not cheap. But for the long term it can be quite profitable, it's just the initial cost can be quite rough. But at least this time we have not angered the nobility yet. Although that's probably just a matter of time. Trastamara does not have an heir. Interesting. I don't think they have royal marriages either. No, I think I'm just gonna wait until they've actually taken control. Wait, so did, oh man, Aquitaine is massive. Did they actually do a peace? Oh, they did. I think France may have lost... I suppose it doesn't really matter. Oh, rival announced. England has announced Castile as a rival. Oh, well then. Yeah, looks like Castile is having a pretty hard time in the civil war here. Against the Trastamara. They're fighting against 3 nations. Oh, Navarra announced Trastamara as a rival. Interesting. May have the event to capture the French kings. And it ends the war with the British king in some province. That probably would do it, yeah. Right, so did we... No, we're still at 14 development in here. I wonder... How much do we have still extra population or workforce in here? Still a ton of peasants. And in terms of property, there's still plenty of room for farmlands. At least a little bit. But now, I'm probably going to let the auto investment do a little bit more. What is a total development now? It was that at 95, sorry, not 59. 95, so we have increased by another 6 points already. I'm not entirely sure where that has appeared, to be fair. I mean, okay, we got 1 point in here at least. And then there might be some other places where it has started spawning in. At least a little bit. Right, so we got urban housing for 200 residents, and we got 40 in Lisbon. Oh. Or 200,000 against... oh, we got 40,000 here right now. We got okay peasant population, but that doesn't seem to be that much. I mean, I suppose we could invest a little bit on the farmlands again. Just a tiny bit of investment. While we wait for the yearly, or every 5-year investment going in. This one needs to quadruple. Go have kids. Yeah, exactly. That's how it works, right? You just tell them to have kids. Right, so we still haven't had the event to choose our support on the Civil War here, but yeah, looks like Trastamara is going to be the one that we should be supporting. Which, honestly, is fine by me. He needs a proper public transport system. Well, I don't know about that. The public transport might be a bit too big of an ask. Compare the childcare goods from America. Yeah, sure. But what's America? We don't know what that is yet. Missionaries are being killed. Oh no. How horrible. So we sent some missionaries into the Canary Islands, and things apparently didn't go all that well. I wonder, is this... it might not have been that one. Was it the other province then? I don't know. Okay, we don't know what America is here, so we can't really send our kids there. Plus, we need to have more population in Lisbon. New king. Oh dear, Carlos is, well, I mean, administratively he's okay, but the other two are quite horrible. We might need to find a pillow. But the current king seems to be pretty good. I mean, he's young. 38. He's got the well-advised, more possible advisors, and the idea cost goes down, so that's pretty good. Tier 3 is a murder simulator. I mean, yeah, kind of. Among other things. Yeah, we're going to continue with the leadership of the advisors. Eventually we might switch around the court size again. That might be something that I can do. Right, so we've got 400 ducats. Oh dear, the corruption is going up like crazy. I mean, I suppose one thing that I could do about that is start increasing the state reach already. Expand the bureaucracy. It is going to cost us some stability. But it's going to increase the state reach. It is going to increase the state corruption as well, but I'm pretty sure that over time, once we increase the state reach... I mean, to be fair, we need to do the reforms to actually start having an impact on the corruption. But like this, should still be fine. At least I hope so. I could choose a naval doctrine, to be fair. We go for the shipboarding. I mean, that is always a nice one. Or we could go for the merchant navy. Which might actually do better for our kind of colonial plans. Increase loyalty and take the privilege of familiar ties, or something like that. That is a straight Plus 0.5 if you have that. True. So we don't have a massive amount of manpower. We've got probably enough. Oh, well, actually, we got about 11,000 total. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Merchant Navy. Increasing the ship trade power will actually be quite beneficial for us, I reckon. We could get another unit for the army. You know what, going for 4 cavalry right now might not be a terrible idea. It's relatively cheap in the end, recruiting the troops. It's the manpower that is going to be the costly portion. Bankrupt City? Oh, right, I realise what's happening. Do I still have... No, I don't have a marriage with Castile anymore. Trastamara... I wonder if I was to marry Trastamara now, that should hold on to it. That might actually be quite helpful. Right, so the familial ties, do I have that? Yeah, I do have familiar appointments, but let's have a look. What do we need to have to actually renounce that? Familiar appointments. Oh, it is yearly prestige and legitimacy, but yeah, that is quite a bit. If we have a look at the... Oh, that's minus 40 loyalty. I don't think we want to necessarily do that. Not yet. Instead, I mean, I suppose if we have a look at the options that we have here, that would give... Oh, that's a lot of yearly prestige lost. Stability increase interval, oh, lieutenant abuse. So this would be increasing the relations and a bit of loyalty. It's an unpopular relative. Oh, we got so massively bad legitimacy, right? Well, it's not bad, but it's not good either. 62 legitimacy. That would be 10 loyalty. That's a bit less centralization and prestige. That would increase a bit of stability. So how long is that? That's for 10 years. For the yearly things. Grand celebrations would increase loyalty as well. That takes money, which I'd rather save for the auto investments right now. We can promote them. That would actually be relatively cheap. How much of that's 10 loyalty, so I suppose the familial thing, yeah, it's not visible right now here. Okay, yeah. Let's see if we reopen that, will it refresh the pattern in here or not? No. So we need to wait for the monster to cover for that reform thing to reappear. There we go. So I'm going to do this. We are going to withdraw families from administration. Nobility is going to hate us. But then we're going to do the support the elite options of at least overlook tenant abuse. That's 20. Actually, before we go further, let's have a look at the taxes. It's currently about 30 points, but that might not be the case once the month ticks over. At least that's what I'm going to assume. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a few more things. I think I might yield the concessions. That's 10 loyalty just there. And then... don't want to disown necessarily. I could just do the grand celebration, I suppose. That also speeds up the stability. Hold on, the top option. It's the promote aristocrat. Oh, right, yeah, that is actually a good one. There we go, so back to 47 loyalty. Although they probably have a massive influence right now. Yeah, about 65 influence. I think if it goes beyond that, then there's several reforms that we can't just do because aristocrats have too much... Nope, there we go. Aristocrats will have too much influence for us to do some of the reforms now, but that's alright. But that does indeed have a bit of an impact on the corruption now. Let's see, is there anything else that... Well, I mean, there's the state corruption is pretty high. More titles. Wait, no, it hasn't taken away the familiar appointments yet, but that might be happening in next year? Yeah, that's probably when it happens. Corruption will not go to 40. Hopefully. I mean, it still might. So is Castile? Yeah, Castile is definitely losing the war there.